And here we are again. This time we're going to run through a little simple combat. So let's move us. Well, you're not actually there, but whatever. So here we have Yasuki Kuroda. He is a Crab Clan courtier. He is not a Bushi. He is not a warrior. And he is being ambushed by 3 bandits. Yay, bandits. So first, I want to look at Yasuki Kuroda and quickly go over his stats and show you that he is not a Bushi. So his family and his school gave him 1 point in awareness and 1 point in perception. I don't know which is which. And then I didn't give him his whole 40 points yet. He has 15 left. I figured those 15 at the very least would not be put into anything relevant to this. But I did buy him 1 point in reflexes, which matters quite a bit to this. And the reason that I figured he would have bought that is not only because he doesn't want to absolutely suck in any kind of combat with no bonus of anything, but this does raise his air level. Your ring levels are equal to the lowest stat of the traits that are associated to them. So if his reflexes was 2, his air would still be 2. So raising his reflexes to 3 rose his air. Okay, we can take a look at his skills. Most of his skills are high skills. It's got courtier, etiquette, sincerity. None of those things matter for any of this. He does have 2 points in defense. The little check mark means that it is a skill that his school taught. So they did teach him 1 point in defense, and then I gave him 1 more. He uses reflexes. Reflexes is kind of his thing as far as physical traits go. I gave him 1 point of Kenjutsu because it only costs 1 experience to do that, and there's a big difference in having 1 and having 0. And he's got commerce and craft, intimidation. I guess intimidation could matter, but it's not going to matter. And we're not actually playing out a scene. We're just doing a combat. So the only thing he actually has that matters is 1 point in Kenjutsu, 2 points in defense. The defense probably won't matter either because he's got too many people to fight for him to play defensive. Okay. His school technique has nothing to do with combat. He gets free raises on commerce. Probably don't know what a raise means, but basically he's good at talking money and figuring out what people want to buy. You know, nothing combat related. So he is not a combat guy. Now let's take a look at Bandit. Bandit is, I guess he is a combat guy because he's not anything else, but he's not much either. So he's got 2 across the board, but he only has 1 in awareness, which reduces his air down to 1. His skills, no high skills, of course. He has 1 point in defense. He's only supposed to have 1 point in jiu-jitsu, 1 point in knives, and I think 1 point in intimidation. I didn't put it, but and there we go. So he's not much to look at either. Now, neither of these characters have any armor, given the situations that they're in. Bandits don't come with armor, and neither does the Yasuki Courtier. So he does have the money. He could have bought some kind of crappy armor, but let's assume that he is ambushed in a situation where he wouldn't be wearing it anyway, because that would be, I mean, he's not out there looking for combat. He'd just get his ass kicked. Okay. So go over my little notes here. So your armor TN is basically the difficulty that your opponent needs to roll to hit you. It is your reflexes times 5 plus 5. So he has a reflexes of 3. So 3 times 5 is 15 plus 5. He has an armor TN of 20. These other guys only have 2 reflexes. They have an armor TN of 15. Okay. Now, equipment. Like I said, nobody's wearing any armor, but their weapons. Kuroda has a wakizashi, which is a short sword, like a katana, but it's short. It's only like 2 feet long, maybe not even that. It uses his Kenjutsu skill, which he's got 1, and his agility, which he has 2. So here I put it. Your attack roll is skill agility in all 4 cases, meaning that is skill plus agility, and they keep agility. So skill plus agility is 3, and you keep your agility. So he'll be rolling 3k2 for his attacks, and the guys with knives will also be rolling 3k2 because everybody has the same agility and the same skill. Damage is rolled is determined by the weapon DR. Strength adds to dice rolled. And everybody involved has a strength of 2. So Wakizashi's DR is 2k2. So he would be rolling 4k2 because his strength adds 2 more to the first number. And the Iguchi knives that these guys have are 1k1. So that is the big difference in between these 3 guys and him, is that their knives are not as good in damage, and he has 1 extra reflexes, which gave him extra armor target number. So they will roll 3k1, which is 1 plus their 2 strength, 3k1. Okay, now initiative is insight and reflexes. Insight over reflexes, meaning it is insight plus reflexes, and you keep reflexes, which gives an advantage to Kuroda again. Insight is basically your character level. It's a point value that's determined from your rings and your skills. All 4 of these guys are the same. They're all Insight 1. Okay, so shall we get started? I'm going to learn this the same time you do. So we're going to start with, first let's tell this to open up pop-up windows for me. And then let's open up a page for Kuroda and a page for Bandit. You guys probably don't see these pages because I told it to record in there. So let's not do that. Let's not have character pop-outs. We want everything to be in this window because that's what I told it to record. Okay, so we need Bandit and we need Yasuki Kuroda, which you still pulled up the wrong way. That's dumb. Off. And you didn't even pull up all the way. Bandit. All right, let's reload this page. It looks like you're still watching. Yes. Okay. Everything's good. Let's try again. Kuroda. There we go. Got his character sheet. And Bandit. There we go. We got his character sheet. Okay. So, first thing we want to do is do our initiative rolls. Let's put you over there. I guess we'll put you over here. So we'll start with the bandits. So on their first page, on their information page, there is a little combat box. It tells you their base armor, so you don't have to do the math yourself. It did the math for you. So they have an initiative value of 3, which is 2 for their reflexes and 1 for their insight level. So we're just going to click on a guy, click on roll. It should make the roll. So, and it should have put him on the chart. It did. Okay, let me show you the roll. So what he should have rolled. Oh, that's the wrong guy. Bandit. What he should have rolled is 3 dice. And he should be keeping the 2 dice that come from his reflexes, right? Is that what I wrote down? Keep reflexes. So, if we look at... Stop bouncing around. If we look at the dice that he rolled a 5, a 2, and a 4 of his 3 dice, and he kept 2. The 5 and 4 gives him an initiative of 9. We'll click on a different guy, and we will tag him too. This guy rolled 17. We'll click on this guy. This guy rolled a 15. So the 17 didn't get a 10 either. So eventually I'm sure somebody will roll a 10 and I'll show you exploding dice. It does it automatically. But okay, and then we want to do Kuroda's initiative. He keeps 3. He only has 12. How come it didn't put you on there? Oh, I didn't click on the... I guess we'll re-roll then. 13. Okay, we want to set this to be descending. Okay, and we are ready to start. So the first bandit, I wish these were smaller and not bouncing around. I wanted them to not be in the screen, but you guys won't see them then. So let's try to put them something like this. Okay, so we want our weapons page. So this first bandit, I'm not sure which one it is. It doesn't really matter. They all have different pictures. Oh, let's talk about combat stance. So when you do your initiative, you choose a combat stance. There are 5 combat stances. The water stance is your basic attack stance. In this standard stance adopted by most Bushi in a combat situation and is tied closely to the ring of water, is that it is fluid and versatile. A character in the attack stance has no restrictions on any kind of action that he's going to take. So that's like your basic thing. Fire stance is your full attack stance. Full attack is the ring of fire, raging and consuming all in its path. A character in the full attack stance may take no simple or complex actions other than those used to make attacks, and may only use move actions to get closer to his enemies. Characters may not use the full attack stance to deliver ranged attacks. A character in the full attack stance gains a bonus of plus 2k1, plus 2 dice, keep one of them, to attack rolls made that round. But his armor TN is reduced by 10 to reflect the all or nothing nature of the attack. A character in the full attack stance who takes a move action during his turn may move an additional 5 feet during the normal movement. We're not going to worry about movement. We're going to assume these guys just like popped out around a tree and everybody's all close together. So we will put this first guy. Which guy is our first guy? It doesn't matter. We're just setting stances. We're going to put this first guy into fire stance. So the way that we're going to do this for our game is inside this button are these colors. So we're going to use red for fire, blue for water, green for wind, brown for earth, and purple for void. So I'll continue reading those off. But we're going to put him in fire stance. So we're going to put this first guy into water stance. And then, I don't know, we'll pick one for this other guy. Let's look at the air stance is your basic defense stance. Defense is the ring of air, adapted and reactive. Defense allows the greatest freedom of action. Characters in the defense stance add their air ring plus their defense skill to their armor TN. There are no restrictions on what kind of actions a character in the defense stance may take other than that they may not attack. The defense stance is used for making oneself less vulnerable while making skill rolls or spellcasting rolls during skirmishes. A Bushi attempting to light a spark for a burning arrow in the middle of a melee would use defense, as he may still need to drop what he's doing to defend himself. So I don't think any of these guys, my guy would like to be in defense stance, but there's nobody to kill the bandits except for him, so he can't be in defense stance and not attack. Earth stance is full defense stance. The ring of earth, reserved, unmoving, and unassailable. Upon declaring his stance, a character in the full defense stance makes a defense reflexes roll and adds half of the total to his armor TN, allowing armor TN until his following turn. I need to put my glasses on. This skill roll, oh, that's much better. This skill roll is considered a complex action, so a character in this stance may only take free actions. You get 2 simple actions or 1 complex action, and then you get free actions. Okay, and the void stance is the center stance is the ring of void. The principal function of center stance is related to the benefits it offers in iaijutsu dueling. We're not going to talk about that yet, but it has benefits in skirmishes as well. Characters in the center stance take no actions, instead focusing their energy in preparation for action the following round. A character in the center stance forfeits all actions while in that stance. On the round following his adoption of the center stance, the character gains a bonus of 1k1 plus his void ring on any one roll made during his turn. The character also adds 10 to the total of his initiative score for that round only. I put a little note in here. So let's say you have a void of 3. Center stance gives you plus 1k1 plus your void ring, so that would be 1k1 plus 3. It's the plus flat value of your void ring. It's not like plus 4k1. Or if you were originally rolling 4k2, it would be 5k3 plus 3. Okay, so I don't know. Really only water and fire ring are beneficial to these guys. I suppose we could have a boss and put him in defense, but it doesn't. I don't really see why. So we're just going to put this guy in the normal water stance also. So we have one guy in full attack and two guys in attack. And then, so we'll have to open those back. We'll just put, well, it looks like I already put him in water. We'll just put him in water, which is his normal also. Okay, then we go by initiative. That's this guy, and he is going to make his knife attack, which Iguchi. So we have, it's already set to knife skill, but I think I did that myself. And then agility is, knives are based off of agility, but it's an easy pull down menu if I call for something weird, given the situation. And then we have attack roll bonus, attack bonus, keep. None of those are actually happening. Okay, so here we have U, T, and E. U means untrained. So if you are untrained, then you can't roll an exploding dice on your tens. So untrained means that he would have 0 skill in his knife. So he's not untrained. He's actually going to roll trained. Trained is normal. And emphasis, E, is basically if you are rolling your specialty, and emphasis is like a specialty. You know, if you're rolling that, then you re-roll ones or some ones. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what it does, but it re-rolls ones. So what we're going to do is click this and roll his trained value, and he needs to roll a 20 because our guy has an armor value of 20. So this first guy attacks with his knife. He rolls a 10. So he is rolling 3 dice because he has 1 skill in knives and 2 in agility. So he rolls 3 dice and then he keeps his agility, which is 2. And it already did the math for us. He kept the 2 best dice and he has a 10. That's not enough. He missed. His turn is over. Then we do Yasuki Kuroda. We'll go ahead and have him. Oh, wait. This was the guy that was in Fire Stance. What did Fire Stance do again? It gives him plus 2k1 on his attack rolls. Character in full attack stance gains a plus 2k1 to attack rolls made. Okay, so yeah, we need to roll him again. So we will add him attack roll bonus 2 and keep 1, and let's roll him again. We forgot that he was in Fire Stance. Now he has 30. He's keeping 3 dice. So he rolls, here you can see the 16. I don't know what it actually rolled, but, well, it rolled a 10 and then a 6. So when you roll a 10, then it counts as a 10 plus whatever you roll it again and add it to it. So it rolled a 10 and a 6. So that one die counted as 16, and then he also had the 2 sevens. He kept 3 dice. He's got 30. So he passed our 20 because of his Fire Stance and the reroll, and the reroll itself was better too. So he hit us. Then we roll our damage, which is just this button right here. And damage on, we'll go ahead and close that, on his Iguchi is 3k2. No, 3k1. So he rolled 3 dice and he kept the best one. He does 6 damage. Now, if Kuroda was wearing armor, his armor would not only add to his TN, to his armor TN, but it would also have some points of resistance where if it had like 2 points of resistance, it would shave that damage off and make him take 4. So he takes 6. So we're just going to mark that up here. And I set it up. I wish it was going backwards. I wish it was going the other way, actually. But this works. I mean, it's the more he's bleeding, right? Okay, so Bandit went. Now we have... How do you mark that he went? I don't remember. Oh, I removed him. All right. I didn't want to do that. Whatever. I'll have to figure out how this works. Yasuki Kuroda. Pull up his chart. And he is going to make his Wakizashi attack against this same guy. Well, no, that guy already went. He probably wants to remove a guy who hasn't gone yet. So we'll do against this guy. So, well, we got to go to our weapons page, and we'd use our Wakizashi. He is not in fire stance. He's in water stance. We do train because I have 1 point in it. And we only need a 15. He rolled an 11, so he has failed. Okay, then we need the other bandits, and the other 2 bandits will go. And they are rolling against a 20. Go ahead and do both. We got a 16 and we got a 19. So it was very close. So far, the only person to hit him has been the guy that was in the fire stance. And if I had attacked him back, I'd have hit him because the guy in fire stance has 10 less armor. So I guess that's what I should have done. But I thought I would be able to hit a guy. But I did not. Okay, so what's the next round then? Can we bring that guy back? Clear list. I don't really want a clear list. What does this button do? Okay, I guess we need to re-roll for the guy that we took off. Which guy is that? Stop bouncing around. We need this guy. Information page. Alright, so now you're on there with 12. Click that, and we want it descending. Why are you not there? No, that ain't right either. Descending. Okay, I guess all this does is move you down. So, I don't know, for some reason I go first now. Oh, well, because that guy didn't, we re-rolled for him. So, on the start of your second turn, you can change your stance. So if I want, I can change to fire stance, or I can change to a defense stance. But like I said, neither of those defense stances allow me to make an attack. And since I'm by myself, maybe if I'm screaming and waiting for someone to save me, I would do defense stances, but we're not doing that. So instead, I'm just going to stay in water stance, and I'm going to attack this guy that's in fire stance. So we do Wakizashi, and we do trained, and he has -10, which is what the fire stance said, I do believe. Reduced by 10. Armor, get that out of the way. Full attack, a character in full attack stance games, okay, but his armor TN is reduced by 10. So I only need to roll a 5. So I already rolled, but I didn't look at it yet. So I only need to roll a 5. Now, I can take a raise. What a raise is that, well, let's show you the maneuvers. So a raise means that you are going to accept a 5 TN penalty. So we would be doing increased damage with 1 or more raises. It raises for a 5 penalty to the difficulty. I raise his, like right now he's at 5 because it's 15 minus 10. So if for 1 raise, I would raise my damage by 1k0, and I'll only need a 10 to hit him. That sounds pretty good. That's what I'm going to do. So we need a 10. What did we roll? We rolled a 13. 8 and 5. So we hit him, and we come down here, and we have a weapon damage roll is right. We do have a bonus. Can I move this a little bit? Open. Open. Stop being dumb. I guess I want a flat damage bonus, or I want to just change it temporarily. We'll just put flat damage bonus. 1, because of the raise. I assume that goes on to... No. Flat damage bonus is a number at the end. So we want to raise the number rolled. So I should be rolling 2 from the Wakizashi, 1 from the raise, and 2 from my strength. So I should have rolled 5 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It didn't roll very good. And I should be keeping 2 dice, because that's what my strength value is. No, it's not because of the strength value. It's just because of the Wakizashi. The Wakizashi is 2k2 to begin with. So we keep 2. We do him 12 damage. Move out of the way. $12. Okay. Now, if we see at 12, he is now nicked. So the way your wounds level works is it's all based off of your earth ring. So the tougher you are with both stamina and willpower, because remember, earth ring is based off the smaller of them, then your earth ring times 2. Your earth ring times 5 is what makes you healthy. So he has 10. After, on his 11th one, now he's nicked. On his 15th one, he's going to be grazed. So at nicked, he gets +3 to all rolls he makes. He has a +3 target number 2. So basically, he'll need a 23 to hit me now instead of a 20. Now, the problem with this is that we need to remember that if there was a way to record it on here, so I'm just going to write -3. Freehand. -3. Okay. And then it's actually his turn to go next. Bucket, he wants to kill me. He's going to stay in fire. So then I put my pages away. We roll for his bandit. We roll for his knife. Weapons. And he gets... I don't remember what it was. I should have took notes on the stupid stances. What was it? Plus 2k1. Okay. So he gets... oh, I already have it on here still. Attack bonus. Okay. So we roll trained. And he needs to hit me with a 23. 20 because that's my normal armor TN, and 3 because he's wounded. Click on that button. He got a 20. So it is because he was wounded that he did not hit me. How about that? Alright, then his friends go. They don't have this. They both need a 15. This guy got a 12, this guy got a 12. Okay, then it's the third round. So you can see how this is going. They're not taking me out. So maybe I'll be able to pull this off. I did get a little wounded, but I have the same earth value as them, so it's not until I have 11 in wounds that I'm nicked. Okay, so we'll do one more round. There's no way I'm going to finish them. But if I was actually a Bushi character, a warrior character, I think I probably would dispatch one of them every turn. Maybe not all the way to dead. I'm not going to do 38, but, you know, it doesn't take very much damage. Nobody wants to die. Bandits that are being struck back that take a wound are probably going to run away. That's pretty much the way life works. So, oh, we need the other guy. Plus, he would actually, a Bushi character will have a better weapon. Have a katana or something. Okay, so I could. No, what were they rolling? They were rolling like 12s. So I was thinking I could go into fire stance myself, but they'll be hitting me. So it'll take me down to 10. So we don't want to do that. Do I want to take off this fire guy? Let's take out this fire guy. So we need to roll a 5. So we're going to take the 1 point to damage again. Raise. And that's it. So let's do the trained roll. We got a 26. We could have rose it a couple more times. We only needed a 10. And then we roll our damage. And that's a good damage. How about that? So our damage roll is we only keep 2 dice. We keep the 17 and the 12, and we do him 29. So we add 29 to the 12 that he already has, which is more than 38. So what, 43? How come you're not clicking? Oh, because I'm not on the arrow. So we changed him to 43, or I don't know, it's something like that. And he is dead, just like that. So you can see how the explosive dice, especially on damage, can just kill you. You get in a fight, everything is looking perfectly fine, and then your opponent rolls 2 or 3 exploding dice, or an exploding dice that explodes and explodes, but one dice can be worth 150. So, there's no telling. So, there you go. Of course, now his friends are like, oh my god, whatever, so maybe they'll run away and I actually win this fight. But we'll finish the round and let them hit me, and then maybe they'll get lucky and kill me too. So we have 2 attacks from bandits. We're going to keep them in the water stance. But you can change your stance every turn, except for that first turn. For the first turn, you determine what stance you are when you roll initiative, and then you can't change it until the start of your second turn. Okay, so these guys, they do not have... Yeah, well, I have it right. 1k1. So they both roll a trained attack. And yikes. They both hit. That sucks. Okay. Then we'll do the damage from the first guy. Is 9. So we add that 9 to my 6. And I am at 15. Which I believe is... I have the exact same as this guy, so let's look at his page. At 15, I am grazed, so I now have a +5 wound penalty to all TNs that I make. So now it's looking bad for me. Maybe they would actually stick around, but I'm not going to do a 4th turn. Okay, then this other guy also hits me. So let's do his damage roll. Is 8, so I take another 8, and I'm at 23. So I got in one good blow and killed one, but things are looking real bad right now. So at 23 damage, I am injured, where I am taking 15. And then there are also some little rules on them. Let's see. Injured. It doesn't have anything yet. It's crippled. Crippled is the next one. Any attempt to make a move action is increased 1 level of difficulty. So if you were going to take a move action as a free action, then it becomes a simple action. So you can't take free move actions anymore. But anyway, I'm at injured, which is really bad, and now I have a 15 point penalty to hit things, and so we can stop it here. These 2 guys are going to kill me next turn because I can't hit them. In fact, at this point, I probably want to switch into a air or earth, defense or full defense mode, scream as loud as I can and run away and hope that somebody comes out to save me, because this isn't working out. But at least I did get to take, that guy's not going home to his kids. So I got that going for me. Okay, and this was a combat with a courtier being ambushed by 3 bandits with knives. Next, I'm going to make a little video from a Bushi who should dispatch these 3 guys like they're nothing, especially if he's wearing his armor. A Bushi wearing his armor is something these 3 guys wouldn't even attack, but we're going to do it anyway just so we can see the other way it goes. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and if you had any questions, let me know. Stop recording.